Hello, 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 chat. Hello, hello, hello. How we doing today? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Mine was good. Mine was good. I watched some Taskmaster with a friend. I played Overwatch with another friend. I did a whole lot of reading. I don't remember anything else, but it was good. Let's look through these sub messages, shall we? Tari says, nearly 2 whole years. Kind of wild to think about because it feels like it's been at least 3 for me. I know, it feels like I've known so many of you for so much longer than I actually have. It feels really odd. It's a phenomenon, that's for sure. Always happy to keep supporting one of the coolest streamers and communities this side of Twitch. Thank you, Atare. You are too kind. Thank you so much for that lovely sub message. And thank you as well for the gift sub to Maya. Maya, enjoy your emotes and ad-free viewing for the month, though we will, in fact, miss the ad commentary. See, Moth has been here for 3 years. Damn! 3.5. Holy. It's a fun question. What was like the first game you remember me playing? Because I don't remember why people followed me. Also, Moth, thank you for the 20-month resub. Really, really want apple pie. I wish I could relate. It was Jackbox? Oh, cool. Jokeboat. Oh, geez. Now that's a start. Jokeboat is definitely a, oof. A Jokeboat was a time. Jokeboat is like such a double-edged sword for me because I do think it's funny. However, I lose like every possible like word or funny bone in my brain when I play Jokeboat. Like it's gone, it's out the window. That was a really bad whistle. I wish I could whistle better. But then when I play games like Madverse City, I do really well. I don't understand it. And you've been following for, oh, well, more than 1 year, 10 months, but yeah. So I think there was a joking ban and unban, I believe, that that happened. All Sanic fans close to the lucky number. Welcome, dude. How you doing? Me, it was The Witness because I saw you on TikTok and I quote, my past self felt I had to support a fellow Aussie. That is so sweet of you. I feel like The Witness was like was kind of like one of my flop eras on TikTok just because I didn't know how to edit funny or interesting moments of The Witness into TikToks. It's not really a game that works very well with short form content unless stuff that you're talking about works really well with it. Yeah, The Witness isn't really a game that gives you funny, hype, weird moments. It's a lot of it was me having to just quote myself out of context and be like, look at this thing that sounds funny. If I take it out of the proper scene it's in. My weekend was pretty good. I have the flights for my regional trip booked, plus the hotel. I'm going to be staying with some mates and we're planning to spend the whole day before in a boot camp preparing for it. Oh, cool! That's fun. Getting all ready and prepared. Good luck. I hope you have a really good time, and I hope your friends also have a really good time. But I hope you have the most good time, because you're my friend, and they're not my friend. I hope you have the most fun. I hope you beat their asses. But I hope you all enjoy yourselves. Yeah, my weekend was good. My mum and I finished our third book in our little book club. We finished reading Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret by Benjamin Stevenson, which is the third book in the Ernest Cunningham series, which is my favorite book in the series because I figured out who the killer was, and it's the only book in which I have been able to do that. The only good thing about The Witness was the fact that it allowed for the just chatting section to extend to the whole stream. That and you were playing the game when I first came into the community. So that was also the first game. Yeah, we were literally just talking about what was the first game you remember me playing. And both you and Atare have said The Witness. So that's interesting that even though I thought I wasn't doing very well in that era of like my like content creation, the fact that I got two really solid community members from that really speaks that even your worst eras can be successful, you know? Must have come in after you asked the question because I didn't hear it. Yeah, I think you came in literally just after the question was spoken. It was an unfortunate timing, but somehow you answered it anyway. Each of us have decks that we're supposed to bring to help the others practice. I'm on Abysscraft duty, as it is the single class I play out of the 6. None of those words were in the Bible. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Kind of. Like, I kind of get it, but also my brain died a small amount. The themes for my decks are stack up my grave to blow them up, summon a ton of bats. I do like bats. I love bats. I saw a TikTok of a bunch of like this like nature reserve that like let a bunch of flying foxes out into like their little enclosure, and oh my goodness, their faces! They're so precious. They're so precious. The Witness and Minecraft were peak. I love chatting with y'all. Yeah, I feel like it's a real double-edged sword. Like every game I play kind of has its pros and cons. You know, like the more gameplay heavy, like there are more not gameplay heavy, because gameplay heavy can be both chill and not chill. The ones that require like not much chatting in the game itself, like not much talking to the screen, stuff like that, you know, allows me to interact more with chat, even though it's probably not a particularly interesting game, it means I can interact with all of you more. Meanwhile, more like gameplay or story intense games that require me to have more attention are like usually more fun for me to play, but they can be less fun for me to stream because I feel like I lose you guys a little bit, you know? Like, even though I love doing the collab streams and stuff with other players, I feel like my single player stuff ends up being a lot more successful just because you guys are so much more interested in like talking to me, being able to interact, you know? And I feel the same of like my normal Overwatch streams as well. Even when I streamed Overwatch singularly or Valorant singularly, I feel like those didn't gain as much and this isn't me complaining, this isn't me saying hang out with me, talk to me, do shit. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just being transparent about like my thought process and stuff that I've noticed and haven't noticed. And even though Ace Attorney I feel was like my big shift in content creation because it was the first game I started playing when I came back from my like 2-year hiatus. It was like that. I feel like that helped me gain a lot of community, but at the same time, I feel like because it is so plot intensive, it can be hard for people to find things to talk about. It can be hard for me to find time to talk to you in the middle of me voice acting everybody, you know? So I am definitely going to I'm definitely going to try and make it so that like I don't do fucking visual novels every Mystery Monday. I want to expand. I want my next Mystery Monday to be blueprints, which I think will be very interesting. It'll take fucking forever, I'm sure, but I think it'll allow for some more, you know, chatty moments, being able to bounce ideas off of each other. Also, hello, Cass. Welcome in. How you doing? Well, I think most of us are going to want to hang out with you if we can. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. So you're making me wait even more for the great Ace Attorney? Listen. I don't want to just go full Ace Attorney, Ace Attorney, Ace Attorney, Ace Attorney, Ace Attorney game. I don't want to completely burn out on the games. Like, I need to put, you know, the variety. I want to put the variety in variety streamer. You know? I want to make sure that I'm keeping, like, I'm doing a broad range of games. So next up will be Blueprints, and then right after that will probably be Apollo Justice, or whatever his game is called. I think it's just called Apollo Justice or something. It's got his name in it. Blueprints, which, yes, it is spelled like blue, the color, and then prince, as in the royalty. But it is a pun on the idea of like a blueprint. It is about, it is a really, from what I've heard, it is a very long, intense, difficult puzzle game where every day you are allowed to step into a mansion, and there is a room in the mansion, that secret room in the mansion, that you have to try and find and get to. And you have to do that by going through other rooms and solving puzzles in those rooms. But you only get a certain amount of time each day to explore the rooms, and every day the rooms you're allowed to go in changes. So it's incredibly complicated, but I want to play it so badly. I never finished a whole playthrough. Like, I never finished watching a whole playthrough. I think I watched Patrick Static, a couple of his YouTube episodes. I think he only did a couple of episodes on it. And then, but I was so interested in it that I was like, I don't want to watch a complete playthrough of this. I want to go in here. He beat it on stream. Yeah, I think Pat does that a lot. He does a couple of YouTube episodes of something, and then he does it, like, finishes it on stream instead, which is good for me. Because then I don't get spoiled. If I want to go through the game myself, I can get like a little taste of it, but then I can complete it myself. But yeah, I really want to play it. I think it'll be a real challenge for me. It'll probably be one of the hardest games I will ever complete. But listen, we did finish The Witness. We did get to the credits in The Witness, and that gives me confidence that we may also be able to make it through Blueprints, but I think it's going to be a little tedious. But I'm just, I've heard such amazing things about it. I recommend a notebook or a Google Doc while you play. I have, my wolf sticky notes are still at my desk at all times, so I'll probably end up using those for that, because I've definitely used these sticky notes for games before. I used them a lot during Nirvana Initiative, I think, in particular. You will have no sticky notes left, don't you worry. That's not the only thing of sticky notes is the thing. I have wolf sticky notes and I have kitty cat sticky notes. I got 2 piles. So I am prepared. Flashback to when you had to use those for stream markers. That was so frustrating. Oh my goodness. For those who did not know, I think this was about a year ago now. For some reason, so something that streamers can do is that when they notice a funny moment happen in stream or an interesting moment that they might want to go back to later, look back at later, maybe edit down later, they can add a stream marker, which basically gives them a timestamp of like, hey, go back to this moment. It's a good moment. Go look at it again. And for a while, about a year ago, I think, the stream markers didn't work. I couldn't put any down. So I had to literally go back to OBS, check how long I'd been streaming for, and write down the timestamp of the funny moment to make sure I knew to go back to it on the VOD. It was terrible. I am so glad that stream markers are fixed, because for a while there, I was in pain. Hey, Mr. Vandal, how you doing today? Welcome in, welcome in. Need some blue hedgehog ones. Those would be cool. I want more small ones. I want more ones that are like strips. I had a bunch of them. They were strips and they were see-through, and I loved to use them when I was studying or use them in books to be like, I love this quote. I'm going to put it on this page where this quote is. And I loved those, but I haven't been able to find anything particularly like them again. So that particular brand is probably out of business or whatever at this point. So I have to find some others that would work for me. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm good. I'm having a pretty good day. I'm doing well. I just went to work, and work was pretty much same old. I had a mantra for today that I had to keep in my head the whole time, because I feel like I take my job a little too seriously sometimes, and I think that leads me to get quite frustrated at things when I really shouldn't, you know? So I had like a mantra in my head that was like, let go of things you can't control. I like to do this every day, where I give myself like a word or like a sentence or something that I can kind of just repeat in my head to kind of center myself, to put my focus on to how I, move forward during the day. Do you want to play some word games that don't pay you enough to stress yourself out that bad? Exactly. That's exactly it. Like, I don't, I'm bottom of the rung, working at a grocery store. I'm not even like a manager or anything. I'm a simple part-time employee. So, I need to chill out and just not do bare minimum, but literally just do what I can and let everyone else deal with everything else. One of those for me during work is like, I am an adult guy. I'm 24. I've survived worse and I can survive this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That one, I think one of the most like load-bearing memes that has come into my life that has really helped me kind of recenter my perspectives is that one meme of Angela from Smosh. It became a TikTok audio where something happens during the game they're playing and she starts yelling. She's like, "That's not fair!" And then she stops and she's like, "No, I need to calm down. I'm an adult." And I'm like, fuck. Yeah, that's so me. I needed that. And now that's become so ingrained in my brain. Like, I'm an adult. Chill out. Oh, I didn't tell the Discord I was streaming. That's my bad. Whoopsies. I'll put that in the Discord now. That's all right. Apple pie is in the oven. Yum. Do your job, not more than. Yeah. I get very intense about a lot of things. It same with, streaming, same with playing games, Same with kind of other things. I'm a perfectionist, and I'm a perfectionist. I love to try and control things, and I really need to just pull back, pull back, and just sit in my bubble of my life and myself and my priorities. Hey, Atho, how you doing? Have to remind myself that it's not serious when I'm gaming and start raging only to realize the teammate I'm complaining about is the Jew I'm in VC with. Yeah, it can be... I think I'm like that in games sometimes. I can be so sweaty, and I try not to be, and that's kind of why, like, I like to play... Playing games with friends gives me perspective, because I feel like it gives me the chance to play silly. Like, none of my friends play... I've started playing Overwatch with friends more often, but none of them play competitive. They are incredibly casual players. So when I play with them, we don't play competitive. We play like quick play and Overwatch and stuff like that. And I feel like that helps me put things into perspective and be able to, like, center myself on the fucking around and enjoying myself and not trying to do my best, just trying to play what I think would be fun in the moment. You know, play characters I don't usually play, you know, play Jetpack Cat, be a troll, stuff like that. But yeah, also, I said, can we play a word game, but we haven't even done show and tell yet. So that's my bad. So let's look at some arts and crafts today. I think, did we show Atho's Splatoon sketch? If not, there we go. I wish I could do pencil on paper drawing anymore. I can do pen on paper, but I can't do pencil on paper. I feel like it's become a sensory issue for me. It's become a sensory issue. I don't like the sound of pencil on paper. I don't like the sound of, like, things scratching against cardboard. I don't like it. So when I do draw, it's usually with a pen on paper. I can only do pencil and paper because I don't have a drawing tablet. I do have a drawing tablet, but I don't use it. I've had it for nearly 15 years. I think I got it for my birthday in 2012. And I don't want to buy a new one because I don't want that also to sit in my drawer for nearly 15 years, you know? Draw everything on paper before I upload it and draw it digitally. That's a good idea. You know, sketch it out and then, you know, do the tracing over it and clean it up on digitally. That's cool. Need to learn not to cry when sewing. Oh no! Sewing, because sewing is so intricate. I really applaud anyone who sews, because I gave up, and whenever I had textiles assignments due, I kind of just ended up having my mum do them. I'm not dexterous at all. I love being artsy, I love being crafty, but I can't do little things like that. My anger has gotten the best of me in gaming in the past, but over the years I've actually learned to control my anger, and now it's not that bad. I think I can control my anger fairly well until someone else gets angry first. If that makes sense. Like, if someone starts yelling at me to do something, I'll be like, I'm gonna yell back. What did automod do? What did automod not allow? It's not showing me. I'm sorry. It's not telling me. Maybe Mare allowed it and I didn't see. The sound and the feeling you get through the pencil is weird. Yeah. It's just one of my strange sensory things, and it's not even like something I had a huge problem with in the past, but now it is. A lot of the time when I'm playing TCGs, I seek maximum efficiency and output first and foremost because I like chasing the height of them, so I'm glad my friends know that and work with it, even though there are one-sided wins sometimes. That's good. I'm glad you've got people that like can understand and work with your passions. And no, Ather, I have not heard of Operation Plum Bob. What is it? Didn't see any auto mod pop up either? Huh. Then I'm curious as to what Atare thinks got auto modded. I'm curious. Might have been Twitch filter or something. Censored part of Arcane's crazy process message. Oh, it's not censored for me. I don't know. So I don't know why it happened to you. Hello, Sean, and hello, Valeska. How are you two doing? I am doing quite well. CEO of unemployment? Oh, been there. Been there. I hope you get promoted. Demoted? Soon. I don't know how to say I hope you do get employed in the future. While sticking with your metaphor. Transferred. That's a good one. Operation Plum Bob was the manhole cover going Mark 24 in a nuclear weapons test. I have never heard of that in my life. The only thing that Plum Bobs remind me of is The Sims. Hey, Ivanovish, welcome in, salutations. And then we got Atare doing another little music thing. So this guy, he does like silly little songs with, it's just his voice and his piano, but Atare has started adding more to the instrumentals. So here's another one.
I saw you look at us. I caught that.
Oh, this.
You once tried to read us all, but
I don't know if anyone will understand this vibe, but this is so Professor Layton.
While the number goes
the instrumental is so Professor Layton and the Curious Village. Like old school Layton with an accordion.
I know there's no ill intent, it's just what you do. When things tend to
I picked the accordion tone specifically for that.
Out of you,
hell yeah.
Have expired.
I'm glad you understand.
Dead, and those articles all about scale should be shed. The unread should be shredded and made.
Is he singing it and playing the piano at the same time? Because he keeps lifting one hand.
Don't do that. I want to live.
Good ending. It feels like he does, like, because these are all little silly songs, it feels like a lot of the time he doesn't know how to end it, and so he ends it very silly. Oh, and then, Arcane! Arcane, you're so me! Wait, you're so me! Drawing, like, bits and pieces like that is such a good way to do things. I love this so much. Was this that, but like, was it an adoptable? But I remember you posting this on social media. I remember seeing this on Blue Sky. I would say Twitter, but I think you don't do art on Twitter anymore, which, fair enough. But no, I remember seeing this guy. The final product was great. So it's very cool to see the before, but like picking out all the details and stuff before putting it together. That is a really good process. I was at a jam this past Friday. That's always fun for me. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. That sounds fun as hell. In People's Pets Picks, we have some... Oh, we looked at that last stream. Atho was in the back rooms the other day. Godspeed Gamer. I said liminal space because it just... Yeah. it feels like I got transported to like the 2000s, you know? Like this super old, pale, like floor and the shelves looking like that. Like this does not look like a modern space at all. And then Moth gave us some cute puppies. As usual, he looks like he has seen something horrifying. God, me. What are you staring at? Yeah. He's threatening me. I'm feeling threatened. There's a gun to my head. And then Sanic Fan got some more comics. Oh my goodness, these are so detailed. Like some of the comics you send, the covers are like really simple, but these ones, like this one, everything is happening. I can't even tell what's going on in some of these. I love the big ooh eyes Sonic has in this one though. They look a lot more cutesy than say like this one. And we got a cool figurine. Oh, the Pac-Man! I nearly said Batman. Good job, me. But the Pac-Man, like, oh, wait, that's so cool. Depending on like which way you turn it, it's either Pac-Man's losing or Pac-Man's winning. That's really creative. All right, let's read about Project Plum Bob, Operation whatever. During the Cold War, America was doing some nuclear weapons tests, and this one was done underground, covered by a metal cap that weighed 900 kilos, and they were recording it with a camera that captured one frame every millisecond, and it captured a single frame of the cover, as it was estimated to be going around 17,000 miles per hour. Okay, I need to bring up a browser because I want to know what 17. Okay, miles to kilometers conversion. Give it to me. 17,400. 28,000 kilometers per hour. Jeez. They did a second test because they deemed the first one scientifically interesting. Yeah. They were just entertained by it more than anything else. Happy Tuesday, Bob. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. All right, now do we want to play? Oh no, I haven't finished everything yet. No, that's old. Okay, we have actually gone through everything in the show and tell category. So now we can play a word game. 24 times the speed of sound. Jesus Christ. Talking about the fastest man-made object. We're talking about Operation Plum Bob. I don't know if that counts as the fastest man-made object, but it could be. And the fact that the manhole cover was so heavy as well is kind of ridiculous. Like, if they'd picked anything lighter than that, like, it would have potentially gone even faster. Well, it would have either gone even faster or it would have been completely obliterated, you know? Like, they would have probably had, yeah, if it had been any lighter, it would have just disintegrated. That's what I was thinking. They had to specifically pick that so it could stay intact. All right, we make a poll. Word game. I did the squares today. I beat my personal record on squares yesterday. It rolled around to midnight and I was still awake. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do the squares because it resets at midnight. I finished the squares at 12:04 and I didn't use a single hint. And I didn't even see how many words I had to get. I didn't look at anything. I was just so locked in on getting all of the words. All right, so we can do words on stream. We can do contexto. We haven't done Scrandle in a minute. We can do reunion. Put those in there. Also estimated that it was going too fast to burn up in the atmosphere, so I imagine that it hit some alien ship somehow, and now that species of alien is too scared to come here now. Or maybe they Maybe they think the manhole covers are like our versions of bullets. So they think our guns are massive. Squares shaking in their boots when they see you coming. Sometimes. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I really struggle with squares. I struggle with squares when there's too many words. So the fact that the one I finished at 1204 had only 32 words was a really big advantage. Because a lot of the time, the way that things are lettered, when there's that few words, there's only a few certain paths you can take. All right, Contexto has definitely won. Sometimes squares doubles over from stuff. Yeah, that too. That too. All right. Contexto. Well, I feel like we have to start with Plumbob. It doesn't know the word Plumbob. Contexto is cancelled. Tuesday. Let's start with Tuesday. Tuesday. It's not a great Tuesday. We can do operation. And we can do 69,000. Nice. Manhole. Goat. Plum. Cookie. Sound. Oh, shit. Cookie. Sound. All right. None of those words have any similarity to the other contextually. It's kind of wild. We went in all different directions. Okay, well, cookie is the highest, so maybe it's a food. Okay, food is actually quite low, so it might not be a food. Goat is our second highest, so maybe it's an animal. It's not an animal. We're getting a bit away. Oh, nature? Nature's a tiny bit further up. I can't fucking type. Dynamite, sugar. Sugar. Okay. Sugar, graveyard, blanket, paper, oh my goodness. One day I will learn how to type with this keyboard. Today is not that day. Maybe salt? Maybe it's the seasoning. Dessert? Milk. Oh, yum. I'll have some right now, actually, now that you've brought that up. Yum, thank you. There we go, I went through sweet, sweeten, and sweetener. Seasoning? How about just season in general? All right, we're getting further away now. Was good about yapping Operation Plumbob. I should go to bed. No worries, Atho. Thanks for stopping by and giving us a pretty fun story of the day. Have a sleep well. Caramel and candy. All right, we got sugar sweetened butterscotch caramel butter. So it seems like something sweet so far, but our highest is only at 174. So there could be a real pivot at some point we'll have to do. Apple. There's our pivot. There's our pivot. There's our pivot. It's a fruit. We have found our pivot. Thank you, Bob. In my pursuit of a better diet, I've been including milk more often. Hell yeah, get that calcium. Get those bones. Let's go. Orange, maybe some kind of citrus. Lemon, lime. Maybe something tropical, like a pineapple. Ooh, pineapple! Maybe a watermelon. Does watermelon count as tropical? It is now. Coconut. Banana. It won't be banana. I know that for sure. It's never banana. Because banana was literally the answer for the first ever Contexto made. And I know that by heart. Sad. Oh. I thought sadness was a word you wanted me to guess. Papaya? Papaya. How about like passion fruit? Guava? Guava. Good guava. What even is a guava? Like, I know the name, but I don't actually think I know what it is. Okay, it's a citrus. Is it a citrus? It's in the myrtle family. Okay, it might be a citrus. I can't tell. It doesn't really taste like citrus? Okay, so it's not a citrus. It's in the genus Psidium, such as a strawberry. Okay. It's in the same family as a strawberry? Okay, no, it's in a myrtle family. What else is in the myrtle family? I don't know what else is in here. I want to know what else is in here. How do I know? Eucalyptus. But eucalyptus doesn't have fruit. Is the thing. It's very Australian. Very Australasian. That's interesting. Oh, so hey, Mesa. How you doing? It could have been sadness. You're right. I should have guessed. Sadness. Fruit like guava. Fruits like guava. How about I look that up? Fruits that resemble a guava. A guava. We're really doing that? We're saying, what looks like a guava? A guava. Thank you. Who would have thought? Unripe egg fruit. Yeah, that deserved the applause. And unripe passion fruit. Okay, this is just fruit that's green on the outside. That's all. What fruit is guava similar to? Thank you. Pineapple, mango, passion fruit. Okay. Stuff that's tropical. But it doesn't seem like it's in any particular family, like citruses and berries and stuff like that. You know, it looks like guava. Oh, you know, just guava's identical twin. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, what's like guava? Oh, the other guava. Like, thanks? Like, yeah, I guess. Do we want to do one more contexto? That was pretty quick. That was pretty quick. We can do the actually, no, I won't do the contexto before this. I don't have a good way to describe it. It tastes pink. Now I kind of want to try it. I do. Oh. I didn't mean to get a hint. I meant to go to previous games. Chat. Give me a number between 0 and 1268. Thank you, Mayor. 948? All right. It'd be really funny if we've done that already, but I don't think we have. From April 23 last year. And then, of course, the obligatory 69. Now we have to do pink, fit, and Tuesday. And fit is great. And Tuesday is in the 500. Let's go. Okay, what's fit? Like clothes? Clothes fitting. Oh, sadness. Obviously, we have to also do sadness. Exercise? Shirt. Sorry, shirt with an R. Thank you. Bones, outfit, and strong and running. So we got fit, strong, bone. How about muscle? Why is muscle that low? Health? Not health. Fit. I feel like fit is a hard word to work from. Okay, we've got Jack, which is great because I don't know Jack. Suit and crazy. Jack, fit, size, strong, bone. Tool? I can't spell. I can't type. I can spell. I can't type. Bodybuilding. is our lowest so far. No, at least Tuesday is better. We got to ride on the coattails of Tuesday. Jack. Maybe like lift? To jack something, like to move something. I'm trying to think of maybe like other verbs. Engineer? Wheel. Drive. Nope. Trailer? Jack hammer. No. Wrench. Trailer. I did trailer. Wrench. Hammer? Hammer. Screw. Driver. Toolbox. I thought I was cooking up. Sorry, Atare. We've all been there. Nail. Hammer, wrench, jack, fit, move. Maybe something about building. Handyman. Construction. I can type it. Truss. Drywall. Wall. Door. Window. Got door. Room. Metal. Can't believe we didn't do... Oh, metal. Pipe. Metal. Gold. Silver. Bronze. Copper. Steel. Iron. I just have to do everything that's metal-ish. Cement. Rust. Wow. Are you kidding? Both of you? Oh, the double pipe. Owie. Oh, the triple pipe. Ah. I finally started playing Pokemon this week with Platinum. This time I intend to not forget about it a week later. I want to play Platinum at some point because I've heard it just like fixed 90% of the pacing problems people have with Diamond and Pearl. And Diamond and Pearl are already among my favorite Pokemon games. So Platinum is probably really just going to be one of the greatest Pokemon games I've ever played, right? It really is. So... Weld, you two are on the same wavelength. Anyone want to guess what my starter is? Oh. Sonic fan starter. You're a Sonic fan. And like, there's no hedgehogs. But I feel like Chimchar? I feel like Chimchar could be your... I feel like Chimchar could be yours. Always like the fire types. Yes, I got it right! I just thought Chimchar was like the most Sonic-esque starter among the three. Like, would the hedgehog fan pick a turtle, a penguin, or a monkey? I feel like a monkey is most Sonic-esque, you know? Platinum is the best. I will play it. Maybe I'll ask for a copy of it for my birthday. How much is it on eBay? eBay! How much is Pokemon Platinum? Oh boy. How much money am I shilling out for this? How much? Ooh! Cartridge only, it's $190. Ugh. Oh boy. Chat, I fear... Oh, I could get the Japanese version. Could you change the language in the Japanese version to English? Or is it just in the same way that you can change the English one to other languages? I guess that's a lot of money. Oh boy. I didn't have a heart, I could sell all my Pokemon DS games for so much money. How much is Ultra Sun? Because Ultra Sun is the other one I want to get. It has to be less, right? Because it's less money. Yeah, it's like $100. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Okay, I might get Ultra Sun then. Just emulate it. I do wanna, emulating good. I don't want people to think that I think that emulating is bad. I just like the idea of having the physical copy. You know? That's what I like being able to own it. And that also means, like, not just being able to own it, that means being able to put it, like, in my DS and have kind of the authentic DS experience. Yeah, like, I can sit in front of the TV and play Pokemon and stuff like that. Doesn't want zip tie, but we can do tie and we can do zip. Railing. We have rope. Rope is the highest. Stares at my Pokemon Platinum with my first. Your shiny Staraptor? That's so cool. I feel like all of my shinies were kind of. I've gotten 2 shinies in my entire life, and they were both shit ass. I got a shiny Zubat in a copy of Black in my copy of Black 2. And then I got a shiny Tarantula in Scarlet and Violet. Oh, that is true. I do have shinies in Pokemon Go, though. That is true. When the cost of it keeps rising and some people are treating it like stocks is a necessary evil. Well, I wouldn't even say it's a necessary evil. I would just say it's just necessary. I don't think emulation is evil. I think emulation is an amazing way to preserve games in general. It's an amazing way to have an archive of things that no longer exist. Tube? It is not tube. It was the first shiny I ever found. I found it by chance at the start of the game and it became my best friend for the whole game. Oh, for sure. If I got one that early, that would just be my Pokemon for life. Like, that would just. What does shiny Staraptor even look like? I want to know. Is it? Ooh! Oh, this bit becomes blue, like blue purple. That's very cool. I like that. That's very fun. The brown on it is nice. It is. It's a very, like, natural, like, bird color, but it's quite warm and rich. Twine. What's that? What's that thing that they put on top of fences in prisons? Barbed wire? Like, barbed wire? Is that a word? It's not a word. Not? I think I did that. I didn't. That's my bad. Rope, wire, tie, cord, steel. How about, like, lasso? Nope. You did knit when I said not, did I? My bad. Whoopsies. Like thread? Like yarn. I really didn't. Thank you for the 8 bits, Atare. Love to see the puns come back. Love to see the puns have returned. Rope, wire, tie, cord, steel. What are we missing here? Okay, steel is now out. Twist is in. Rope, wire, tie, cord, twist. Maybe like a bow, like you tie it in a bow. Cable. Cable's all right. We've got so many fucking look at these. Oh my goodness, we've got so many guesses. Bind. Cuff. Necessary evil was the wrong way to put it. No, I understood what you meant. I got what you meant, don't you worry. Like a braid, like a mat, like matting, fasten, button, like a buckle. On an unrelated note, did you know someone ported Five Nights at Freddy's to the Wii U? No, I did not, but that's pretty cool. Good for them. That's cool. What's like your dream game, chat, to be ported to something new? My dream game is obviously Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky. I need that on Switch so bad. Or I need them to remake it so bad. Come on. We need it. Or Pokemon Ranger, but Pokemon Ranger would be so much fucking harder to port. I don't think it could be ported, unfortunately. And I don't even think it could be emulated that well because, like, 90% of what you need for it is the touchscreen, and I don't know how emulation works when it comes to the touchscreen. Oh, we've got another butt. We've got another pun. I don't know. The bot did that really badly, but that was in fact funny. And I did in fact, when I was going, it's so bad, I did actually think I sound like a sheep right now. So I feel like maybe you thought the same thing, and that's why you gave us that particular joke just then, huh? Thank you for the 10 bits as well. Lace? Lace? No. What is this? Japan got a Mother 3 port for their GBA Switch collection about at the same time. The fan translation is just so good, so I don't mind. Thread? I have done Thread, unless I haven't. Unless I spelled it wrong. I didn't. We've got an ad now? Bummer. We've been doing this so long, we've made it to the ad break. Fiber? Fiber? The other way of spelling it? Rope, loop, wire, tie, cord. Do we do a hint? We're at 99 guesses, and we usually do it at every 50 guesses. I think we've been trying a little harder recently. Ethernet, chain? Chain's good? Bowline? Chain. Maybe like a whip? Rope, loop, wire, chain, tie. It's something that connects something to something else. Toe? Rope, loop, wire, chain, tie, toe. Like, we're so close. Yeah! Oh! Finally. What is espresso? Wait, they have a new game? What is this? It's nothing. The screen is blank. Reload? It was Hook. It was Hook. I was thinking, like, something that you can use to, like, connect something to something else. And oh geez, I'm sorry. I'm stimming with my AirPods case, but I keep dropping it on the ground. So you keep hearing it, well, not dropping it on the ground, dropping it on my desk, and I think it keeps picking up on the mic. So I apologize for that. I need to acquire a stim toy. Well, I need an actual stim toy, first of all. Kept trying to get things related to rope and wire. We were just doing really well, but we just weren't quite there. But we are now there. Hook, pull, hanger, attach, hang. Ugh. That was a bit of a rough run. I can't hear it? Okay. Toe helped? Yeah, I think toe did help. I think a lot of these helped, really. But I think toe was good. I think I think Chain was the one that got it for me. Chain was the one that really, like, connected the dots. Alright. Time to go to our main game. Oh, the ad's over. Nice. Sorry. My friend is in Japan at the moment, and she's like, hey, just remind me, what's everyone's favorite Sanrio character? Because she's probably gonna get stuff of them for us. And, like, I'm not a big, I'm not a big Sanrio fan in general, but I think my favorite is Usahana, the bunny. The one that's all the multicolors. Because I had other favorites, but I forgot about all of them, but I remembered Usahana, and I'm like, okay, that must mean Usahana is my actual favorite, because she's the only one I remember at this point. She's adorable. She is. What is everyone's favorite Sanrio character, chat? I'm curious. Hanamaru Obake. I've never heard of that one. I gotta pull that up. I've known what that is. Sanrio is like, it's like Japanese mascot characters, like, Hello Kitty and Cinnamoroll and, like, Karopi and stuff like that. If that helps. At the very least, you would know it's a franchise, yeah. What was the one? Let me spell this one. Hanamaruabake. Oh, you're cute. Oh, you're adorable. Now I need to go through every Sanrio character, don't I? To show you all the ones that I like. Because I know for sure. I know which ones. I also like Karopi, but that's just because I like Lucio, and the Lucio Karopi skin is so good. Cinnamoroll's adorable. But yeah, it's like these guys. Like, you recognize, like, Hello Kitty here, Cinnamoroll, Pompompurin. I forget if this guy's called Picacho or Pachaco. My Melody, Kuromi. Kuromi's really popular. Where's the list? Oh. Here we go. I'm trying to remember the other ones I like. So I'm just gonna do, like, a quick fucking scroll of ones that I remember liking. Oh, these are cute. The Peachons. Love them. Oh, I remember liking Tiny Charm. Let's do some quick things. Let's make it quick. I do like Little Twin Stars, because Little Twin Stars Little Twin Stars has my favorite, Animal Crossing collab character, which is Etoile. I'm just trying to Popo! I didn't know there was a strawberry one! Oh my goodness. Wait, I think I have a new favorite, and it's Popo. I think it's Popo. Wait, this one is a strawberry? Ichigo-chan with condensed milk? Is that just me as a person? Is that just me as a Sanrio character? Oh my goodness. No, there's a cat. There's a very specific little cat character that I like. I also love that this is happening with the Ace Attorney music in the background. There's a very specific cat that I like. No, I don't like the teeth. Get me the fuck out. Was it Mew? Mucal Dreamy. I think I like one of these. I think I like one of these. I don't. Okay, it's not this one. No, it's none of these ones. I'm waiting for it to jog my memory, and it's not coming. Is that? No. No, they're not coming to me. Bummer. There are so many, yeah, because it's like franchises with like different universes and stories and stuff like that. So there's gonna be just a gazillion. I like big challenge. That's funny. I like that name. Big challenge. Button nose. Aww. As you can tell, I like all the strawberry ones. Cinnamon! Little mouse called Cinnamon! Oh, that's precious. There's Choco Cat. I do like Choco Cat. I'm trying to find the cat. There's a very specific cat. It's not you. Is it you? No, it's not you. Oh, you look like a guy from a TV show I used to watch. I don't remember what it was called, but I remember it. Oh, there's Arcane's favorite. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna... Oh, I did also like Humming Mint. 'Cause she's so pretty. And I just like deers. No, I don't think... I'm just waiting for my cat to come around and it's just not there. Mellow Tune! I think? No, it wasn't Mellow Tune. It was kind of Mellow Tune, but also it wasn't. I think Mellow Tune was one of the ones I liked, but it wasn't the one. We're nearly at the end. And I haven't seen it. I think it's not here. It was like a gray cat. It's the same size as 3 strawberries. It's like a gray cat. It was a gray cat. And I think it had a bow around its neck, which is why that pink cat that had a bow around its neck, like, jogged my memory. Sugar Cream Puff. He's good at making milk. I don't know how to feel about that. Teddy the Teddy. Reminds me of me. Calling my, teddy bear TB after Ted Bear. There she is! Usahana, my love! No, it's not there. I remember I found it in... Oh, I'm gonna look. Gray Cat Sanrio. Yeah, I deserve to get yapped here. I deserve to get yapped here. Samu? That's not gray! What the heck? Oh, let me look at the species and see if it gives it to me here. Oh, these images are so small, God bless. These images are so small, God bless. Can I spare zoom in, please? All right, let me do some skimming. No, it wasn't Dion. Is it Adoro? Let me find him. No, it's not. Adoro. Maybe I'm just completely silly and it's not a gray cat and I'm just like hallucinating. I fear I may have hallucinated this Sanrio character. Because, like, it's none of these things. It's not Tua, it's not Sugi. It kind of had, like, a long name. No, that's all of them. Yeah, I think I think I may have... Let's do, like, I think I might need the specific, like, picture of it to jog my memory. I'll go to the Sanrio website. I probably should have started at the Sanrio website. Fucking skip, please. Yep. Pompompurin finally defeated Cinnamoroll after forever. Let's see. No, I don't want specific overall. Yeah, give me the overall ranking, please. Let's see. Oh, your little guy came 12th! Nice job, Arcane? Why it took me so long to remember your name, I don't know, but... It was like, let me see if I... It was Mucal Dreamy! She's not quite grey, but I think it was Mucal Dreamy. There it is. It's you! It was Mucal Dreamy! She's so pretty! Look at her! Aww. It's grey if you squint. Yeah, it wasn't like grey, but it was like kind of there. I also liked the octopus because he looked funny as fuck. Oh. Wow, that took me so long. I'm so sorry, chat. But I also like Mellow Tune. Glad they finally found the answer with the AA music in the background for a while. Yeah, I think that's really funny that there was like one in the background for ages. It just sounds really intense. This intense game going on in the background. But we did it. I love seeing all the characters, so I'm not complaining. Thank you, Kaz. Thank you, thank you. Okay, give me a second. I'm just coming back to my friend because she asked me, what unpopular characters do you like? And so I was like, they're not actually unpopular, but I do like Mucal Dreamy and Hummingman and Mellow Tune. And then I said, or you can just give me any strawberry-themed one that isn't Ichigo Man, because I don't like Ichigo Man, but I love the rest of them. My favorite is top 10 in America, which means more merch. Yay! I'm glad. I think Usahana's like climbing the rankings slowly, so that's exciting. I hope I get to see more stuff of her because I love her. I love how colorful she is. She looks like she's like patchwork. So I think that's why I really enjoy her. All right. Prosecutor's Gambit. We're 20 minutes late, but that's fine. I love being able to chat and talk and look at things. Usahana's number 4 here. Oh, I love that. Deserved. All right. Last time we played Ace Attorney. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't know. What happened last week? I don't actually think much happened. Like, I don't remember. I need to hate on Scon's cross-contamination skills. Yeah, I'm sure she did more of that. But I don't actually remember what happened last week. There was, like, stuff going on with Judy Bound, but legit, I don't remember anything else. Oh, we found out the body was Artie Frost. For sure, it was confirmed, even though we kind of already knew that. It got confirmed. Oh, we found traces of... We found traces of something. We found traces of one of the chemicals in the teapot because Larry did a switcheroo with the teapots because he broke one on accident. I think that's one of the things. There was this picture of everyone. We saw Delicious Scone taking that curtain out of the fountain. We saw Judy Bound with the chocolates. Larry was continuing to draw. Sugar in composition matches that of sugar found in pale blue liquid in Artie Frost's room 18 years ago. Sugar detected in fountain water also seems to be a match. Okay, so there was salt, sugar, and blood in the melted ice sculptures, and that was also found in the fountain. There. We also have chocolate. I don't remember what the chocolates were for. And this was used to melt the thing, I think. We also got the case file because, oh no, because we found out Tangaroa got sentenced as an accessory to murder, but not as the actual murderer, is what happened. The statute of limitations expired. Max! Oh my gosh! We got a raid! Hello, raiders! Welcome in! Hi, everyone! Max, how are you? You were playing Marvel Rivals? How was it? How were your games? I hope they were fun. Listen, I have Marvel Rival. I don't have it installed, but I have it in my Steam library, and listen, I don't think it's gonna be something I ever truly will, like, be obsessed with, but, like, I do want to play it at some point, because I have several friends that are into it. Maybe I'll have, like... Maybe I'll do, like, a stream where I'm, like, my friends who know how to play Marvel Rivals teach me how to play Marvel Rivals type of stream. I think that would be fun. But for those who do not know me, coming in through the raid, I probably should have started with this. That's my bad. My name is Zephyrberry. You can call me Zeph. I go by they, them pronouns, and I am a variety streamer who likes to specialize in mystery games, such as today's game, which is Ace Attorney Investigations, Prosecutor's Gambit. Hello, I'm Japanese. Please call me Kirin-san. Hello, Kirin-san. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? But yeah, how are your games, Max? I'd be down? Hell yeah. I know one of my best friends would also be down because they love that game so much. Yeah, convicted as an accomplice. But there was no detailed autopsy report because the body was not found until 18 years later. And anyone also that needs to raid and run, feel free to head out. You need to eat, you need to grab a drink, you need to shower, you need to sleep, do anything else. Look after yourselves first, okay, raiders? I'll always be here, and the VOD will always be up afterwards if you want to check it out after that. We'll be lurking, but happy sleuthing. Thank you so much, and thank you again for the raid. I hope you have a good lurk. They were good. We did a media club discussion. Ooh, what media? I know you've been reading the books that Heated Rivalry are based on, right? Was it about that, or were there a couple other things? I'm using a translator to comment, so I apologize if there are any mistakes. That is okay. Thank you for letting me know. I will try to speak clearly with you so that you can understand me better as well. I will try not to use as much slang when I am talking with you. I don't want to make things difficult for you. All right, so there was all of that. And then I also had the running theory that even though the two crimes are connected, I think they were done by different people. I am going by the theory that Gusto killed Frost 18 years ago. However, I think what is happening in the present day of this case is that Judy is enacting revenge by attempting to kill Gusto, by like luring him in. Potentially Delisha is also a part of it, but I think Judy is the one. Because she also got the book back that was given away, right? We also learned that. So she loves this estate. She loves Tangaroa. Artie's cheekbones are unnecessarily defined. I think I said it at some point a couple of streams ago, but these two are very handsome Squidward. These two are very handsome Squidward in my eyes. The cheekbones, the jaw lines. It's the only thing I can think about when I look at them. Just here to hate on Scon. Yeah, and Scon continues to this ageless being. She's still contaminating everything. Mars Edgeworth is known as Mitsurugi Reiji in Japan. I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly, but that's cool. I think I've heard of that because I read a lot of fan fiction. And I know that while in English, Phoenix and Edgeworth's ship name is commonly known as Rightworth, but the Ace Attorney fandom likes to more commonly use the Japanese ship name for them, which is Narumitsu, which is part of Phoenix's Japanese name with part of Edgeworth's name. I realized that if Scon makes more people sick, she could end up getting more clients as a pharmacist. Yeah, and she would do that. She would absolutely do that. When Karma is called Karuma. Go, Gu. I am going to pronounce Japanese names wrong. I apologize for that. Mitsurugi PTSD as a Yu-Gi-Oh player. None of those words were in the Bible. What? Pronounced kind of like go in English. Okay, so I was closer with like my first... Is it something like go? Is that how it... Because you said kind of like go, so it's not go. It's like, it might be like go down a bit, like go. Potentially? I'm not sure. I'm very bad at pronouncing things, and I apologize for that. Alright. Cross-examining Judy. Dick Gumshoe's name in Japan is Itonokogiri Keisuke. I want to ask, Kirin-san, in the English games, in the English versions of the games, a lot of the characters' names are puns. They're jokes based on other words. Is that similar in Japan? Does Japan do the same thing? The test results have just come in, sir. Traces of ubiquium were found in the teapot. They were? Just like Mr. Edgeworth said. Curse you! You'd better not think this means you beat me. I'll always think this beats you. Oh, by the way, chat, I think I got a spoiler for this game. Not like a big one, but it could potentially. I'm actually not sure if it's a big one or not. Thank you so much for the follow, Kirin-san. I'll say this. I don't want to say it. You can confirm or deny, those who have played this game to the end. Is there... So last case, right? The one in the jail. Does one of those characters from that case come back? If yes, I've been spoiled. Gulp? Okay, yeah, I've been spoiled then. I don't know what they do. I think it's evil. But... yeah. I got spoiled by a fanfic, which had a ship in it that was not Edgeworth and Wright, but it was Edgeworth and that character from a fanfic. Yes, it was actually a Blue Sky post about a fanfic. So I didn't actually read the fanfic, but I saw someone post about it, so I looked it up and I was like, oh, I think this is kind of a spoiler for me. Whoops. But I don't know any of the details. I just know that that character comes back and they might be evil. Uh-oh. Anyway, thank you for answering that question. Or not answering. At least for Edgeworth, Tsurugi means sword, so that can be interpreted as meaning sharp. Ah, that's nice. Which makes sense because in the English version, he's Edgeworth. Which I've only just realized might have been on purpose because he is sharp. Oh my goodness, I am silly. You really need to drop this obsession with coming in first, Mr. Winner. We're all on the same side here, remember? We're all trying to get to the truth. What? But first is best. Everybody knows it's better to be a winner than a loser. That's really no way for a prosecutor to think. Not a successful one, anyway. What? But I... Ah! Enough! Mr. Edgeworth, please refrain from taunting the boy. I wouldn't call that taunting. How is that taunting? He's trying to teach him a valuable life lesson, and apparently that's taunting. Ignore him, Eustace. He isn't worthy of your attention. Now that's taunting. Hello? But Gavel... Oh, all right. Why don't I take care of things here for now? In the meantime, you can perform the far more important task of going and checking on the victim. Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll be right back. Excellent. We shall see you shortly then. Mr. Winner's annoying but totally harmless. Judge Gavel, on the other hand, is annoying and harmful. But at least she's hot. Miss Bound, perhaps you could explain why traces of ubiquium were found in your teapot. I had no idea there was anything like that in there. Perhaps it's one of the ingredients in the dishwashing soap I used? So you were telling me, the court, that you did not intentionally put ubiquium in the teapot? Yes, exactly. Why would I? I just realized these two have the exact same voice, and I'm struggling. And for right, his name is Naruhodo Ryuichi. Naruhodo is the equivalent of saying I see in Japanese, and Ryuichi, that's so wrong, uses the Japanese words for both dragon and one. Not quite a phoenix, but still mythical. That's cool. And Phoenix Wright sounds better. Like, Phoenix sounds better as a name than calling him Dragon. Phoenix gives plausible deniability because it's an actual first name that people use. Until today, I had no idea that it could even be used to make poison gas. You're a trained actress, are you not, Ms. Bound? I'd have thought you would be a more convincing liar. What do you mean? You have access to the Ultimate Cookbook, correct? A book that just happens to contain instructions on how to create the poison gas used in the attack. Meaning it's perfectly possible for you to know exactly how to make it. You're very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth. Ms. Bound, is what Mr. Edgeworth said is true? The book does contain information on how to make the poison gas, yes, but the fact that I've seen it doesn't make me guilty. Can I ask exactly how the gas was triggered? The victim used a blowtorch to heat the lid of one of the display cases, thereby melting the ubiquium. I see. But he locked himself in the room too, didn't he? Surely that and the fact that he triggered it himself. Wouldn't it point to being a suicide attempt? Okay, but why would it be there in the first place? Bro. Isn't it also on the bottle? Probably. So she's not willing to admit anything. Furthermore, where would I have gotten hold of the Infecticide Ultra? Oh, I don't know, perhaps you stole it? You know, I did bump into Moody Judy a week or so ago, and that very evening I noticed my Infesticide Ultra had gone missing. Judy, surely you didn't. Okay, so maybe Delisha is not part of the murder? Maybe it really is just Judy. Delisha, you carry your bag of pharmaceuticals with you everywhere, don't you? There would have been any number of opportunities for someone other than myself to steal it from you. That's true. And I don't have any hard evidence that it definitely was Ms. Bound who stole it. Judes, there's clearly something you're not telling us. Why don't you just come clean, We all know you'd never hurt somebody for no reason, so... Not you too. You think I'm guilty as well, Mr. Fender? Can you blame me? You've got one wing disguised as another, a gas trap in one of the display cases, and you're the proprietor of the establishment. It's looking a lot like you did it, kiddo. I love how he calls her kiddo when she's 2 years younger than him canonically. Like... 2, maybe 1.5. Like, you two could have been in the same grade at school, for all you know. You've got this all wrong. You have to remember the gallery doesn't have any security cameras nor any security personnel. If some ill-intended person or other wanted to get in undetected, I don't think they'd have much of a problem. Wow, you're practically asking to be burglarized. You need to be more careful. A great thief could have a field day in here. Weren't they flirting in the past at one point? Yes? At the very least, I think Fender was into her. I'm not sure how into him she was. And I don't think she's joking. And actually, it seems that Mr. Gusto did, in fact, enter the gallery before it opened. Sheesh. Judy's one tough cookie. She's not budging an inch. Maybe it's time to rock a little technique Gregory told me back in the day. And what technique might that be? So, hear me out. Everything's connected to what happened 18 years back, yeah? And since we're not getting anywhere by focusing only on the here and now, maybe we ought to approach this from a different angle and look to the past for clues instead. A turnabout in thinking. So my father used this method as well. Alright, let's run through the old Thinkertron. How was Jude's involved in what happened back then? According to Ms. Bound, it was because of her that Mr. Frost's flavoured ice sculptures melted, and yet his sculptures are here on display at this very gallery today. Is it possible that Did she steal them back in the day? Thank you, Fender. I think I know what I need to ask Ms. Bound now. Did she actually murder all of them? I thought it was a revenge plot against Gusto, but maybe she killed every single one of them. Don't thank me, thank your pops. Now take it away, Milesy. I'll grab the popcorn. Ms. Bound, you say that you were the one who caused Mr. Frost's creations to melt 18 years ago, correct? I'm afraid so. I was young and foolish and it was a terrible accident. And yet, what you did allowed you to open this exhibit, no? What do you mean? Yes, what do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? If you're going to ask such questions, perhaps a formal testimony from Ms. Bound might be best. Yeah, perhaps it might. I'd like to know a little more about Zodiac Hall. And about why Ms. Bound decided to dedicate this space to Mr. Frost's works. Very well. If you believe it to be relevant to the case, I will allow it. Ms. Bound, would you mind? Not at all. I'll do whatever it takes to prove that I'm innocent. Then please, if you could give us some background on the Zodiac Hall and the pieces on display. Her eyes are the same color as her hair. Just out of nowhere commentary. I wonder if they're both natural or if she's made one look like the other. Took 18 years, but at long last, I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. A place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul Halik pieces as I could from around the world. Because if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. She was obsessed with him, so she killed him? Question mark? Thank you for your testimony. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, everything seems entirely above board. Judge Cavell, that was simply the witness's preliminary statement. As you surely know, the value of that testimony cannot be evaluated without due cross-examination. Spoken like a true attorney. Very well. You may do what you must. Alright. Let's do some pressing. Took 18 years, but at long last. I was going to ask how she afforded all that, but then I remembered she's an actor. Yeah, she bought this and then she retired and focused completely on this instead. At this place, such memories abound. Oh, she's singing again. I'm not doing that. I can sing sometimes, but not particularly amazingly. How does she make it look easy? He's still a fan. You could continue with your testimony. Okay, so the first testimony does not fucking matter. You managed the gallery by yourself. We're only open today, so I haven't done much actual managing yet. I have to keep the mansion going, can't have it falling down around my ears. Samson could come home any day, after all. So she really got the house back for him. I'm sorry, I wish I could have done more. I've done plenty, Mr. Fender. If anyone should have done more, it's me. Even if the only thing I can do right now is to keep this place safe for Samson. But wouldn't Samson still own it, even if he was in jail? Like, it was his house. How does he lose ownership to his own house by going to prison? That doesn't make sense. That was Mr. Frost's pseudonym. He adopted it while he was working as a sculptor in France. I'm curious about some of the pieces in your collection. More specifically, Caesar of Assets? Maybe. How you were able to acquire the Taurus and Gemini statues. It's my understanding that Mr. Frost died before he could complete them. Yes, I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made. Really? Perhaps you could go into some more detail on that? Okay, so this is the one. So it's been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made. Maybe it's these photos? That didn't do shit. Okay, I might have to press again. Tangaroa Group sold his house when Samson was still in prison due to the sentence. Okay. Yes, I probably did forget that. Okay, that was my bad. We try that again. I will press here then. These photos you mentioned, you mean the ones you yourself took in Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago? Yes, you certainly know a lot about what happened back then. Yeah, my dad was there. So the statues in the Winter Wing were just copies, and I didn't even get to see them before they melted. Sculptures in question were definitely not replicas. She stole them. Which means that Ms. Bound is lying. It's such an awful shame, and after we went to the trouble to recreate them too, the sculptures in the Winter Wing weren't replicas, they're the very ones from 18 years ago. I need to show her I'm aware of that, and I'll never get to the truth. Okay. So she did steal the sculptures and make them look like they melted. Okay, so it's not the photo. Something to do with the statues. Incident case file. 18 years ago. Rock salt lamp. Organizer. How? Did the new ones have the harp? They did. So that's the photo of that one. They look pretty identical to Larry's drawing. Maybe it's the case analysis? Because there's salt in there? Yeah, the guy ate the harp in the past and he said it was, and Delisha specifically said it was salty. So maybe it's the fact that there's salt in the statue? I'm afraid you've run out of road, Miss Bound. You can lie all you like, but you can't deny the results of the tests conducted on the sculpture's remains. And those tests leave no room for ambiguity. What you had on display weren't replicas. They were the very statues Mr. Frost carved 18 years ago. Oh, I can probably explain how they worked it out if you like, dear. It's the sugar, you see. You might think sugar is sugar, but the composition is actually very unique. You could probably recreate the statues, but the sweet secret of their chemical makeup? No chance. Thank you, Miss Scone. I don't recall asking for her help, but still, I can't believe after all of this, Miss Scone might be on our side. To put it simply, the statues didn't disappear back then because they'd melted. They disappeared because you spirited them away and kept them hidden for these 18 long years. What? She kept a pair of flavored ice sculptures around somewhere for all that time? Not the most out there idea in the world, assuming you had a big enough ice box. Which she does. She has several big enough ice boxes. She owns the place. Quiet, all of you. Miss Bound, do you have anything to say in your defense? So you've already learned that much. Should I take that to mean you admit to having hidden the flavored ice sculptures in question? No, I admit to no such thing. You haven't proven that I was the one who took those statues away. And you won't, because it would have been impossible for me to do so in the first place. The police were already here when they disappeared. How could I have done it without them noticing? I like this sprite of Judy in particular, because it looks like that meme of a guy looking at a butterfly and going... Oh, I forget the meme. Does he say, like, is this a bird? Or something like that? Is this a legal defense? Exactly. I don't want her to be on our side. I love how Bob is so hateful of Judy. It's so funny. Yeah, is this a pigeon? Yeah, I knew it was a type of bird, but I knew bird wasn't the word used in the meme. How indeed. I don't yet know exactly how you did it, but I'm far from ready to say that it was impossible for you to have stolen them away. You're a very persistent man, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? I am indeed, and I won't stop until I get to the truth. I see. Then I'd better tell you exactly what I did that day 18 years ago. Alright, here we go again. I doubt she's washed her hands since the last case. Potentially. Also, holy, it's covered by me, but... Where am I? That statue has how many abs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... He has a 7-pack, chat. What in the heck? The whole time before the judging began, I was waiting upstairs in our living area on standby. During the judging, I had to go change the camera's film cartridge for Samson. I nearly called him Santa! But before I could take the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Later, around when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everybody present. Have we told her that Gregory was our dad? Or did she know that at random? That was when I saw Mr. Gusto entering Mr. Frost's room. And those were my movements on the day. Hardly see how you could take issue with any of that. That's for us to decide, Ms. Bound. Are you saying there's a contradiction in her story, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm more focused on proving the fact that she did indeed steal those statues. The question is, when she would have had the opportunity to do so. Ugh, that's a sentence. Pretty lady, she is pretty. She is potentially a murderer, though. She was likely present when Fender explained it. Got it. That makes sense. If I can pinpoint that, I might be able to prove what exactly she got up to. God forbid a woman have hobbies! Bonk. Go directly to jail, do not pass. Go, do not collect $200. I nearly just skipped half that sentence and said, do not pass $200. Oh god. Sorry chat, the Monday yawning has begun. Fender introduced him after the flashback. Got it. Thank you, G. Charizard. Does a woman being a murderer make her not a marriage candidate? Hey now. Hey now. This is what dreams are made of. Before judging began, I was waiting upstairs. During the judging, I had to go change the camera's film cartridge. Before I could take the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. I'm trying to see if I can make an early guess. But I don't believe I can. I have to press it. What were you doing while you were waiting? In my room practicing dance. I was on a TV show. We know this. What kind of show was it? It was a children's show. The two of them would sing and dance as they made a variety of sweets. That sounds awesome. Aww. Maybe Bacon Bop should get revived and Kay should be a member of it. Hold the phone. Miles, you used to watch it. My father introduced me to it. I may have watched an episode or two. I love how Edgeworth seems to be a fan of the most embarrassing TV shows possible. Like every gay autistic person. Ms. Bound passed the time before judging began by practicing her dance routines. What? Was this the moment when Ms. Bound stole the sculptures? No. She couldn't have stolen the sculptures because the judging happened. Later, around when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea. Maybe it's this one where she did it? Just as you did today. I went around and offered everybody working on the investigation a cup of tea, present company included. You were here, there, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere with that card of yours. Interesting, and anything strike you as strange around that time. Gregory was singing the praises of Judy's tea, and I think he mentioned his saucer was his saucer was cold! Oh, this is when it happened. Was this the moment when Ms. Bound stole the sculptures? Yes. Ms. Bound, I believe this was when you stole the sculptures. I hate to contradict you, but the fountain room was full of witnesses at that point, Mr. Fender included. Are you suggesting that I somehow got the sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room, right under everyone's noses? That is precisely what I'm suggesting. Oh, you smug dickhead. Miss Bound stole those ice sculptures, and she did it by... Did she hide them in the cart? Nah. My father and Fender had no idea that one of the sculptures was mere inches away from them, because it wasn't just a tea set you were pushing around, Miss Bound, but a hidden ice sculpture in a glass case. No way. There's no shot. Ugh. They have to be bigger than that? Apparently not. Surely such a thing would have been impossible. How would a case of that size fit onto a serving cart? It would have been spotted immediately. You said anything about a serving cart? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you suggesting she used instead? I'm suggesting that Ms. Bound used this to transport the sculptures. Oh, did she use the lift cart? And this is? The cart that Ms. Bound used to move the flavoured ice sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago. And it would appear that the very same cart is still with us in this fountain room. And that's why it's damp. You're exactly right, Atare. How did she move that by herself? The power of murder. The power of murderous intent. We originally bought it for use in the contest. And you're saying that Ms. Bound loaded Mr. Frost sculptures onto this cart and carried them off? I am. As you can imagine, all one would need to do is lay a case on its side, and a tablecloth. And it'd look exactly like a normal serving cart, thus allowing her to move the sculptures around freely. That's a fucking good disguise. Can it be? Holy moly, of course! That's why those saucers were so chilly. They were sitting on top of a big block of ice. Judes, how could you? The lift car makes sense. I think she must have just pushed it over. Or maybe, I don't know. I think she just pushed them over. I think it's kind of just as simple as that. Impressive. Then again, you are Mr. Gregory Edgeworth's son. I should have expected no less. There isn't a scrap of evidence that I stole the sculptures all those years ago now. And yet I knew that no matter what I said or did, I'd always be under a cloud of suspicion. So you admit it? You admit that you stole them from Mr. Frost's room? Yes, I do. Why is her head so much bigger than Gavel's? I took those sculptures and their glass cases out of that room 18 years ago. As Mr. Edgeworth correctly deduced, I dressed up the lift cart as a serving cart to do it, and slipped in and out of Mr. Frost's room while I was going around serving tea to everybody. You did not have to admit that? There was no evidence? I think she's just not cut out for it. I think she's not cut out for the murder business. Especially not when she started it at 16. She could have just said nah. Probably. Probably. But alas, maybe the thing is, maybe a part of her wants to confess. Maybe a part of her wants people to know what she did. In the end, I'd removed not only the sculptures, but the flavored ice zodiac blocks as well. Zodiac blocks? I feel like I've seen them for myself before. Yes, the other big ice blocks. From the flashback. Oh wait, no, it's not even a flashback. Well, it is a flashback, but not to 18 years ago. To earlier today. If the Winter Wing really is an exact replica of Mr. Frost's room from 18 years ago, then even though my father never saw them because they'd already melted, the Zodiac blocks must have been in the victim's room back then as well. When I had finished moving the 2 ice sculptures and the 2 Zodiac blocks out, I took 2 fresh, empty cases to Mr. Frost's room and put them where the original 2 had been. Only the sculpture had been kept in glass cases, you see, to prevent them from being damaged. The blocks were a little more robust, so they had been displayed as is. As stated in the contest rules, we were responsible for providing all display materials, including cases. Meaning it would have been easy for her to prepare those empty spares she swapped in. Mr. Frost's room contained quite a few other flavored ice works in progress. I figured if I melted them down somehow, the resulting puddle would look like it came from the sculptures. And that is how the sculptures from 18 years ago came to be in the Winter Wing today. I have to say, Mr. Edgeworth, that's quite the confession. Indeed. And I think she offered it so willingly because she knows there's nothing we can do with it. Ah! Okay, so it's not that she wants to confess. It's because she can say, yeah, I stole them, but that doesn't mean anything about any of the murderers. Why did she do that? I don't know, I guess because she's a fan? But I still think she's the murderer. I think it's murderous intent here. That's all I have to tell you. However, despite everything I've shared, you can't charge me with anything now, can you? Oh, that's why she's willing to tell us. Statute of limitations. Fuck. Oh, this is extraterritorialism part 2. Electric Boogaloo. Fuck. Oh, we got an ad? Okay. I'll be then. I finished my glass of chocolate milk, so I'm gonna refill, and while you all go through the ads, I will also have a small break. Statute of limitations jump scare? Exactly. Right, BRB. All right, we back. Tactical chalky milk reload? Exactly. I've seen a few other streamers do this. Where when there's like a BRB, that like whenever there's an ad, like a 3-minute long ad, people do like a BRB screen or just stop playing the game for a while if it's a game that they can stop playing. And I don't know if I'm going to try and implement that all the time, but I'd at least like to try it every now and then. Because I don't want, especially games like this, where the plot is so important that, like, I don't want non-subs to miss out on much of the story just because they had to watch ads for 3 minutes because A, they're not subbed, and B, like, they're in a place where they don't have ad blocker. But we're back now. And the ads should be done in a minute. That makes sense, thank you. What? How'd you figure that? Oh my. I would have thought you might know at least this much given we're at a crime scene. I suggest you memorize the various statutes of limitations outlined in this book. Statutes for dummies! That's an adorable little kitty cat. That thing is so cute. Statutes of what? Damn it. And it's evidence. Oh, yippee. Simply put, Kay, prosecutors only have a certain amount of time within which they can put a suspect on trial for a given crime. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Theft, 7 years. Murder, 15. So it's different for every crime. Murder, 15 years. Theft, 7 years. Ah! Yes. Ms. Bound stole the ice sculptures 18 years ago, so it's too late to have her arrested for that crime. I don't believe it. Murder is only 15 years. In this game, yes. In this game. However, I don't know in various countries what the statute of limitations is. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Is there a statute of limitations on murder in Australia? Let's do my country first. Notably, there is no statute of limitations for many serious or indictable crimes such as murder. Okay. So no, there's no statute of limitations on murder in Australia. How about America? That's Florida. Oh, it looks like it's state. Most jurisdictions do not have a statute of limitations for murder. Okay. So no, it seems like a general thing that there isn't really a statute of limitations for murder. I wouldn't compare this game's laws and real life laws as 1-to-1. Oh yeah, absolutely not. 15 years is crazy to me. It is a little ridiculous, but alas, they're just doing it for the plot. They are literally giving these characters the murderer's plot armor. Which states can I commit a murder and then run away? Now that's one I refuse to Google. However, as you yourself just pointed out, Ms. Bound can no longer be prosecuted for her crime. Rendering your revelation rather pointless, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, it's time to get cocky. I wouldn't be so sure about that. But you see, the theft of the ice sculptures isn't my principal interest here. I find the body that reappeared 18 years after the theft to be of considerably more interest. Are you suggesting that I also hid Mr. Frost's body? I am indeed. And how do you keep a body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it? By hiding it in a very unusual way. Ooh, now this is interesting. Are you telling me that you know where the body has been for all this time, Mr. Edgeworth? It's not such a big leap if you think about what Miss Bound has told us already. Let's just say it wasn't just flavored ice that she removed from Mr. Frost's room back then. Very well. You are confident in this claim, let us put it to the test. Where was the body hidden? I don't know. In the Winterling? Take that. Question mark? It doesn't matter, right? It's been more than 15 years. Well, the thing is, it has been more than 15 years, so she can't be charged with Frost's murder if she did murder him. However, if she is continuing to hold a corpse that was murdered, I feel like that is some sort of crime. And yes, there was also, well, no, there wasn't another murder. There was what may be an attempted murder, but Bound is trying to say that it was a suicide attempt. Because Gusto got poisoned, but I think he's still alive. And of the victim's body, Your Honor. You will have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. Where exactly in this photograph is Mr. Frost's body? Wait, the body's in the photograph? What, is it like here or something? Or maybe it's under like this curtain here? Where's it being hidden? That was just the only one I picked because it was the only picture of a room I had. Fuck, I have to guess. Fuck! Under the curtain. This is Mr. Frost's body here. Does that really look like a body to you? Fuck! No! Oh, I'm screwing it. I'm just smirking because I get to see this revelation live. What revelation? Is he one of the sculptures? Is that what this is? Is he frozen into one of the sculptures? This is the luminous blue curtain, right? Is it behind the curtain? It is. It's behind the curtain. Oh my god. The Gemini sculpture? Yes. It may look like a sculpture at first glance, but it isn't. Nope, it's not. Okay, the sculpture is a corpse. Alright, okay, sure. And you're telling me nobody figured that out from the photo? Oh. Pain. Surely you can't be serious. I don't see anything in the photograph to support such a wild claim. That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to hide the body in plain sight. And what piece of evidence might that be? What demands that you present? The cloth. Shit. I didn't mean to click that. No, I don't want to investigate it. I want to present it. One of the cloths from in the autumn wing. Yeah. When it's made to glow in just the right way, it's so visually convincing you might mistake it for ice. Isn't that right, Miss Scone? Well, yes, dear. But you can make it look like just about anything, really. Even blazing fire. And the right shade of blue would make it look like ice, yes. Exactly like it, in fact. This is some Hunger Games cloth right here, like... Oh, this cloth can look like fire, or ice, or whatever you want it to look like. It sounds like something they would make Katniss wear. Is it not the case that a certain special device is needed to generate those colors, though? If you would care to take another look at the photograph of the Winter Wing, Your Honor, you'll notice there is a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case. That's one of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. A cloth of ice and fire! Atare, that's terrible! In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Back then, it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case, which means Ms. Bound had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and the light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion that Mr. Frost's body was in fact a statue carved from ice. No, this can't be. Wait, so you're telling me that when we took that photo of us in the Winter Wing? Yes, we were standing right in front of the body. Oh my god. How did the body get into the sculpture? No, the body is the sculpture. This thing is the body. Like, you see that face, you see all that? That's the body. It's just sitting on a stool, and it's frozen, so it was probably easily malleable, and it was covered in a cloth. Wasn't the sculpture made by the guy whose body is there? That's what we think. Oh. I had an idea a little while ago, and I feel it might be wrong, but what if they weren't Artie Frost's statues? What if they were Judy's? What if Artie Frost was just pretending all of this and it was Judy, and Judy was like, I want the credit. I'm gonna kill you. And then I'm also gonna kill Gusto, who also took a bunch of my credit. I feel like I'm on the wrong track here, but I'm just putting it out into the world because sometimes the theories I don't say are the ones that are often true. But the body and the cloth were both recovered from the fountain. Why were they found there if the body was supposed to be in the Winter Wing disguised as a sculpture? She hasn't been able to make really good stuff and the hop was salty. That's true. That's also true. That sounds pretty legit Ace Attorney-wise. Thank you, Atare. Sometimes, listen, to be in an Ace Attorney game and to solve Ace Attorney puzzles, you have to think like a ridiculous Ace Attorney murderer. Ms. Bound needed to remove Mr. Frost from the Winter Ring in order to throw us off the scent. Ridiculous. I don't recall her sneaking around behind our backs to throw a body in the fountain. No, and she didn't need to. Because she had another method at her disposal. Her trusty lift cart. The same cart that had proved so useful in executing her original theft. I believe she wheeled the body into one of the other wings and floated it down the stream to the fountain. The frozen body, being quite solid, probably got stuck somewhere along the way, which is why only the cloth appeared at first. The cloth Miss Scone discovered. And then the body followed afterwards once it had thawed enough? It's an ingenious theory, Mr. Edgeworth. But can you prove that it was me? Seems a little unfair to expect me to accept your accusations without proof, don't you think? What about an eyewitness? Do you think someone might have spotted her when she was moving the body? As a matter of fact, I do. And the contradiction in the piece of evidence I was provided will shed light on exactly how Ms. Bound moved the body as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any evidence to support your allegation? Of course. I have a piece of very compelling proof right here. Let me check something. Well, see, now we know... Oh. Oh no, this was in the replicated one. This was in the one that was replicated. Okay. Please present it. What evidence do you have that proves Miss Bound acted as you claim? The art with the cart and the white cover. Oh, you're right! Larry was the eyewitness. This was when it was happening. Oh, you're so right, Bob. More drawings? Huh? And is that me? Yes, Mr. Bus drew sketches of people as they passed through the fountain room. What I'm interested in is the cart we can see here. Miss Bound's serving cart. What about it? You don't see it? She's using the same trick she used 18 years ago. Ergo, we know that Ms. Bound was busy moving Mr. Frost's body when this picture was being drawn. What? If I may, I don't see Mr. Frost's body anywhere in that sketch. All I see is a picture of me delivering chocolates to everyone. Really? Then allow me to direct your attention to the colour of the tablecloth, Ms. Bound. I had originally thought that Mr. Butts had made an error, but he's assured me that couldn't possibly be the case. This tablecloth appears to be light blue. Yes, a shade of tablecloth that Miss Bound doesn't seem to own. The cloth only appears to be light blue due to the body hiding just underneath. But the shape of the card is perfectly rectangular, just as one would expect. Surely it would be immediately obvious if the tablecloth was being draped directly over the body. Not if the body had been placed inside one of the hollow zodiac blocks in the Winter Wing. Place one of those on the lift cart and it'd easily pass muster as a regular serving cart, wouldn't you agree? Pass muster. I don't like that phrase. Goddess of Justice. Ms. Bound, surely now you must admit that it was you who moved the body just as you did 18 years ago. I didn't expect you to deduce all that from a single simple sketch. But that sketch alone isn't really enough to prove your theory, is it? You needn't worry on that front. My case doesn't rest solely on Mr. Butts' artwork. Once you had disposed of the body, your serving cart became a simple lift cart once more, which is exactly what we discovered here in the fountain room. And without a serving cart, you had to find some place to put your chocolates. My chocolates? The ones I was handing out? As we saw in the sketch, you had originally placed them on top of the cart, but the chocolates you gave us came from your pocket. Oh yeah, mine was half melted. It was still super sweet and tasty though. Why did you suddenly feel the need to put the chocolates in your pocket, Miss Bound? It was because you no longer had a serving cart to put them on. That's why. One moment, please. You have explained what Miss Bound did with the chocolates and the lift cart. But what about the tablecloth? Where did it go? Indeed. If stashing the chocolates in her pocket was the only solution she could think of, I doubt Miss Bound has the time to dispose of an entire tablecloth. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an answer for me? Miss Bound didn't hide or dispose of the tablecloth, Your Honor. In fact, it's right here in front of us. What? Perhaps you would care to enlighten us. Where exactly is the tablecloth? In the fountain, not in this room, on Miss Bound's person. Ooh, on her person? This would not have been the first time we've had a murder weapon stay on somebody's person for the entirety of the crime and trial afterwards. I remember the circus. Miss Bound has the tablecloth on her person, and in plain view, in fact. In plain view? No. Surely you don't mean... Miss Bound, it's the cloth around your waist, isn't it? And given that the Zodiac blocks weren't kept in glass cases, that cloth would have been in direct contact with the ice. All we would need to do is confirm my theory is test the cloth for traces of sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game is up, Ms. Bound. It's time to clum clean. It's time to clum keen. It was in fact on her person, we were right, Bob. You won't need to test the tablecloth. Everything you said is true. I stole Delicia's Infesticide Ultra, and I moved Mr. Frost's body. Whoa, she even admitted to the Infesticide Ultra? It was me. It was all me. Delicia, I'm so sorry. Last week I went into your bag and I took it. And then I put it in his pocket, hoping to make it look like he had tried to do himself in. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints but yours, just in case the police suspected foul play. Judy? You... Oh gosh. But Jude's... Why? Weren't we supposed to be on the same side? All fighting together to free Samson? Oh, Bob, not the white girl tears! We were, but I couldn't afford to get arrested. Not yet. Not until I'd finally proven that Samson is innocent. I always planned to give myself up in the end, I swear. I know it's easy to say that now, but... Why do it this way, though? It's not like you. I'm sorry, Mr. Fender. I've caused you so much trouble. I've been the guilty party all along, ever since that day 18 years ago. Are you trying to tell us that the true culprit in the IS-7 incident was you? I committed a terrible crime. I took those sculptures and I stole them for purely selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than mere entries in a confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favorite artist. I couldn't allow them to just melt away, not before he came home. And that meant I couldn't let anybody near them, not even the police. So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I just had to. I put them in the cold storage room for safekeeping. What I had actually done was far worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. But how did the Tangaroa group not realize, not search the house and find them at all? Like, how did they not go? Did no member of the Tangaroa group go into this cold storage room during those 18 years that they were in there? Who killed Frost? I still can't tell. I'm thinking it might still be Gusto. I'm still thinking this is a revenge plot. I'm still on that theory, because it's not making sense that she would be the one to kill him. What I had actually done was far worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. Because who would have thought that Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of the sculptures? So she didn't know about the body when she stole the sculptures. Okay, yeah, so he died. She didn't realize Frost was a body. So no, she didn't kill Frost, I don't think. Samson is a kind man, a saint. He could never kill anybody, never. And yet because of what I did, the police never found Mr. Frost's body, and Samson was found guilty. After all he'd done for me, he was my family, the only family I've ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world to me, and Judes. After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return only a few days ago, and when I did, I went to the cold storage room to check up on the sculptures, and that's when I saw it. Mr. Frost's body. Been there the whole time. Of course, by that point, the statute of limitations had expired, so I did what I did today. Because it was the only way I could think of to make things right. It seems I've misunderstood her intentions. Everything she's done really has all been for Mr. Tangaroa's sake. Hey, what are you thinking about, Mr. Edgeworth? Something that's been puzzling me. Why did Ms. Bound use poison gas? Why not a more reliable method? And why disguise the Autumn Wing as the Winter Wing? The only reason I can think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago. Yeah, I wonder what she had in mind. If she was trying to prove that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent, Ms. Bound's ultimate goal must be to find the true killer. Could you have been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit? It was Gusto. Ms. Bound, your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tangaroa cleared of all charges, correct? And to that end, you had to expose the real killer and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Is my understanding of your intentions correct? Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to the crime scene. After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew that the body was hidden in the icework. So they would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah? AKA Gusto. Yes, she did. It was an accident that she stole Frost's body and put it in the freezer for 18 years. I still blame Scone. You know what, fair enough. Fair enough. Exactly. But Ms. Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover their tracks this time. In the worst case scenario, they might even have been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. So how could she lure the true killer into revealing themselves without putting vital evidence at risk? Could she not have just gone to the cops as soon as she realized the body was there? Like, but she's just going on some vigilante shit instead. Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're saying that's why the autumn wing was all winter wingy. I am. You were betting on one thing, Ms. Bound, weren't you? That whoever opened the Pisces case you had so carefully disguised as the Gemini case would be the real perpetrator of the IS-7 incident. No. That would mean the real killer was... Enough. Not another word. Do you realize the implications of what you were saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand behind the accusation you are clearly about to make? Ms. Bound set a trap for Mr. Frost's killer, meaning that whoever found themselves caught in that trap is highly likely to be the guilty party. But I lack the evidence to support such an assertion. To accuse someone without any evidence is not to be done lightly. So, should I really go ahead and make my accusation and name Mr. Frost's killer nonetheless? Yes! I hit that spacebar so hard. My goal is to see the truth exposed, and to do that, I need to seize the moment. Carpe diem, Miles Edgeworth. Yes, Judge Gavelle. I'm prepared to stand behind my accusation. I know exactly who is to blame for the IS-7 incident. Gusto! Mr. Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack is the perpetrator behind the IS-7 incident? Gusti? Mr. Gusto. Ms. Bound, as we have established, you knew that the opening of the gallery would lure in the real culprit, and you set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the facts thus far? You're a very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth. Just like your father. And of course, you're absolutely right. Then perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened in your own words. Of course! I have nothing to hide anymore. So I might as well tell you everything. As you said, I set a trap here in the gallery to try and catch Mr. Frost's killer. Before we opened, I made sure that the door to the autumn wing was the only one that was unlocked. When opening time came, I went around to unlock the doors of the various rooms, and found that the autumn wing had been locked from the inside. The killer is on the other side of the door. The thought, well, it frightened me. And then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to a poison gas trap. When I heard that Mr. Gusto was being treated for gas inhalation, that's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left for the police to find Mr. Frost's body, and then Samson would finally be proven innocent. At least that was my plan. Jude, why didn't you tell me? You know I'm always here for you, right? We could have found another way. It didn't have to be like this. Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so very kind to me all these years. But I'm the one who created this mess, so it's up to me to try and clean it up. I didn't care what it took, as long as I could get Samson out of that awful place. Judy, Judy, Judy. 18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact that Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If I went to them now and said it had reappeared, I was afraid they might have tried to cover things up again. Okay, that makes sense. She's like, the police were corrupt before. I have no reason to believe they would not be corrupt now. I see the vision. So I worked to set off a very public incident here in the gallery, in front of as many witnesses as possible. Yes, and she's also just based in general for not trusting the police. You're right, Bob. I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson, Gregory. I let you all down. Fender. This can't be easy for him. I hope Fender gets so much therapy. And also a lot of hugs. I think he needs them. I think he doesn't ask people for hugs because he thinks they need them. He asks for hugs because he needs them. No, I'm the one who should be apologizing. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope one day you can forgive me. And whatever punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept it. But please, if I may ask one thing of you, it's that you simply must clear Samson's name. Certainly try. The way the truth of these past 18 years had come to light was unexpected, to say the least. And yet, it had only set us down a path towards an even more shocking end. To be continued! Ugh. And now I assume this is the point where Gusto wakes up! The committee's view. Alright, maybe it's not the point where Gusto wakes up. We are done for the night. That was good. We figured out the culprit of this crime, and we also did figure out the culprit of the last crime. However, now we have to prove it. Progress has been made, indeed. I forgot Larry was here. I was thinking of the same thing. When that scene came back up and Larry was there, I was like, oh yeah, Larry's in this. He's the elephant in the room, you know? He's that one meme of the elephant that says, address me, in, like, papyrus font. You know the one. Alright, let's find someone to raid today. Let's see. Who's playing what, baby? Alright. We got ourselves a couple of options. We have... Oh my goodness, we've got more than a couple. We've got so many options. He did not talk a single time for like the last 2 chapters. Yeah. Now that what happened to Artie Frost can be revealed, I can reveal the reason why his fan translation name is Isaac Dover. His name is a pun for the phrase iced over, which revealed the state of his corpse, just like why his name is Frost. Wow. That's... Yeah, that's really something. Alright, let's see. We've got... What have we got? We've got someone doing some cross-stitching. We've got someone doing 100-line Last Defense Academy. We've got some Sonic Rumble, some Resident Evil 4, some Fields of Mystria, and some Mega Man Battle Network 6 Psy Beast Grigar. That is a name of a game. What do we want to raid out to? What's the choice here? What are we thinking? Oh, did I also say Pokemon Pocopia? There's also Pokemon Pocopia. That's my bad. I missed out on that one. So what are we feeling? Wait, this guy is a Capamon. Is Capamon back? Nah. Is Capamon back? It doesn't look like it's back. Maybe what he has isn't a Capamon. Oh, wow. My internet security said that's a dangerous link. All right, it's not a Capamon. I have to dip if it's 100-line? Okay, we don't have to do 100-line then. We do not have to do 100-line. All right. You know what? I don't think I've ever rated out to this person before. So let's say hi to someone new. Or Pocopia. Okay. We can do Pocopia then. I was gonna choose someone else, but we can do Pocopia. That's all right. We haven't rated this guy in so long, actually. We will leave the new raid for later. But this will be a new raid for some of you. I just realized I forgot about the Phoenix Rider Mogus skin. No, Muv! Oh, that's such a bummer. Oh, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. Oh, Cass, it's all right. Basically, we just found out that Judy, basically, my theory was correct. Judy set up the crime for 18 years later to try and catch the real killer, is basically the gist of it. And the real killer is Gusto. So, basically, what you missed is me being correct. Okay. It's been so long since we've talked to Dino, so it'll be fun saying hi after so long. I did, in fact, connect the dots. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. Thank you, Max, for the raid. I appreciate it so much. Thank you to the people who subbed and gave bits and gift subbed, aka Atari and Moth. I still remember the names. I don't know why I was doing it like it was anonymous. It's not. Thank you, both of you. We will be sending our love over to Dino KW, who we have not said hello to in a very long time. This is the raid message for those who are followers of the stream, purple hearts. And then this is the raid message for those who are subscribers of the stream, red hearts. Next on stream, we are going to make a third attempt at Sonic Adventure 2. Now that I have kind of troubleshooted the problem, and by that I only mean kind of, but alas, we can play it. That's all that matters. And we will come back and I think finish this game next week. Let's finish this case. Now, there are a few more. That's okay. There are a few more days left to vote for our community day. I think Repo is winning, but I think something is coming a close second. So you can vote to maybe overhaul. And you can also follow on my socials. Thank you everyone so much for coming, and I hope you have a very good day or night.